hold it down, I know I might be headed for teardrops. Now that you got me started, I just can't stop. No, no. 'Cause I love you, baby. I can't let you go, baby. I gotta tell you that I won't. I've been looking for love so true. When I was down and out, along came you. Though you might be a liar and a cheat too, I just can't quit you now 'cause I love you. Yes, I do. I can't let you go, baby. I can't let you go, baby. 'Cause I love you, I love you, I love you. No, 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 no. Now that you got me started, I just can't stop. No, no. 'Cause I love you, baby. I can't let you go, baby. I gotta tell you that I won't. I've been looking for love so true. When I was down and out, along came you. Though you might be a liar and a cheat too, I just can't quit you now 'cause I love you. Yes, I do. I can't let you go, baby. I can't let you go, baby. 'Cause I love you, I love you, I love you. No, 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 no.
Hey everybody, hope you guys are all doing okay. Let me make sure everything's working. For some reason, this camera likes to think that this orange shirt is pink, but I'll be rocking pink nonetheless. Or maybe you guys can see this as maybe a peach color or something like that. But Bitcoin's broken out. We have a lot to talk about now. Last night, it was still a maybe. Now with the Nasdaq breaking out, which we talked about, the Bitcoin's also broken out, and both have hit some levels of resistance, but Bitcoin is the more important one going on right now. Loki, what are you doing? What are you doing? He's jealous because I started talking to you guys. He had a very, very busy day here. All right. But some of the things we want to talk about first here, we'll go into all these other coins besides Bitcoin here in a few minutes. But as far as Bitcoin's concerned, let's kind of go over this a little bit fast, a little bit more quickly. Talk about how this ended up playing out here. So we can actually even go over here to the minute chart so you guys can see what kind of the craziness that happened here today. We tapped on the resistance early morning around 7 o'clock, managed to bounce up. We didn't even come back down below the trend line. So if you guys bought the breakout, whether on the 15 or the 5-minute charts, if I can pull this back over here, zoom right there. There we go. This is a pretty clean breakout, and we don't have many clean breakouts for Bitcoin over the last few weeks here, right? Last few months, I would actually say. So now what happened? We hit a Fibonacci level right here. I could probably show you on this other chart right here. We stopped temporarily, came back down, then we started booming back up. Might be better to show you guys this on a 15-minute chart so you guys can see the little rejection. Came back up, and now we're consolidating and testing out that level that we talked about a while ago, that 21,888 level. This pump needs to continue, guys. I'm pretty sure you probably have heard this from other people so far today. We need this pump to keep going up if we don't want to see some type of major reversal leading to all these gains that we've accumulated over the past 24 hours coming back down. So if we don't want to have a negative $1,000 day today, we really need to continue this pump up here, hopefully in the next few hours, as we attempt to break out above that 21,800 level. That's going to be crucial for all of us, guys. Let me back over here to the 4-hour chart very fast. So far, we're looking good, guys. That is the good thing here. But if we do manage to break out above that 21,888 level, the next major level of resistance is going to be up here towards 22,775. Also around the time we're going to come into contact with that 200 moving average here on the 4-hour chart. Those are going to be crucial. Again, going back towards what we might see happening later on in the week, I want you guys to be prepared for a larger level of resistance if we do come into contact with the 200 weekly moving average. That's pretty close to where the Fibonacci level is here. So be aware that that is going to be a very, very hard level for us to break out above. However, it is possible, but I would say if I can see some type of large reversal like that happening where, a slim chance of us breaking back above that moving average, it would probably happen towards Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and not really happen, this Friday, Saturday, Sunday type of thing playing out. I think what we just want to focus on right now is continue the breakout, consolidate for a while, maybe come back down to 21,000 or so, consolidate a little bit more over the next few days, and then from there gear up to make a larger move. We could always pop up earlier, but I do think eventually we're going to have a cooldown. That cooldown is going to be very, very important for us to at least hold, not crash, just hold. If you're going to do that, guys, we have the opportunity to try to hit the $23,000 mark, maybe the 25,000, 24,000 even, but sometimes I can be wrong about those levels of resistance and how far Bitcoin can pop if the Nasdaq's popping up. So we have one of these key opportunities, guys, but just be careful to make sure you guys are managing your risk right now. I've already talked to a few of you guys some of you guys have asked for consultations. I've been helping you out with that. Some of you guys have been asking me, should you guys start selling or what should you guys be doing? Some of you guys have already started to scale out of some of your positions, not by a lot, right? Not more than 10, 15%. One of you guys did 40% just to lock in some gains with leverage. But you guys overall are doing very, very well, and I'm happy to see that. If you guys did not make this trade, don't worry about it. It's okay. There's going to be other trades out there, and more likely, since the market is overall still bearish, you guys will have another opportunity to short all of this back down whenever we find a significant amount of resistance going forward. The market right now, if we go over here to the Nasdaq, probably best to go to this one. You can see the Nasdaq officially broke out today. We're hoping that it can break out tomorrow above the 12,175 level. If that does happen, everybody, that's where you could see the Nasdaq starting to kind of pop off a little bit more. You see Bitcoin going back up towards $22,500, maybe $23,000. That's where the optimistic side of Bitcoin's going to come. I think we have the opportunity to do that tomorrow because it looks like today people are feeling a little bit more confident in the short term here. Not so much in the long term, but at least in the short term, there is that opportunity, guys, for you guys to make some good money here. As far as whale number 3, still no sells out there, so just no flashing red warning signal saying, hey, be careful, be careful, be careful. There's a bad, something bad could be going on. We haven't had one of those bad signs since, June 9th, and that did lead to a pretty bad move afterwards, as we all remember that. And one of the interesting things here, finally, guys, if I can find it, there's been a lot of leverage trading going on, a lot of whale trades going on here. Fear and greed index has moved up to 18 now, and it's out of the single digits, out away from a 9 or 11 or whatever it was over the past few days. So people are feeling a little bit more optimistic. Again, I think eventually we are going to be going down further than this last low that we had, the 17,622. But if you guys can make some money trading this, by all means do it. We had a clear plan yesterday. If you guys took advantage of it, I don't know exactly where your personal stop losses or where your personal price targets are. But regardless, if you guys bought the breakout, you guys are looking pretty well right now. A couple warning signs if you guys want to have a stop loss based off of not a number, more of a moving average. I might say the 20 moving average here on the 4-hour chart, that's going to be crucial that we try to stay above this. So I would assume if we are going to have another move that comes up over the next 12 hours or so, maybe 12, 18 hours, 16 hours-ish, we're really need to going to stay above this 20 moving average here, and it looks like we may come into contact with it sometime tomorrow morning. So just in time for the Nasdaq to decide if we're going up or going down. I haven't had a chance to actually look at futures. I was outside the house the majority of the day here. Oops, I typed that wrong. Futures are kind of unch right now. Down 0.02, down 0.08, down 0.17. Not really seeing much difference here. So it looks like tomorrow we're gonna have a better we're gonna have to relook at this, okay? But yeah, I did not get a chance to look at too many charts after like 10 o'clock in the morning my time. I had to take my mom to the bank. I had to take my sister to the movies. I had to pick my sister up from the movies. I took my mom out to lunch. And then I played with Loki for a while. So I was pretty busy today. But I hope you guys all made some good money here. Just make sure that no matter what happens, you guys have moved up those stop losses now, if you want, to make sure that if for some reason you guys go to sleep and Bitcoin crashes, for whatever reason, you guys are going to wake up tomorrow knowing that you guys will have a profit on those positions. Okay. Now, let's go over here. Let's take a look at a few other coins because everything's looking pretty good. Remember, Ethereum broke out first. Even though it had a little bit of a fake out there, it still managed to hold the 20 moving average on the 4-hour chart just like Bitcoin did. Looking pretty nice. But look at this. Just like from before, Ethereum is trying to break back above its 200 weekly moving average, just like it did last week and the week before that. But it's also closed. It has an opportunity over the next 2 days to close above this Fibonacci level, just like Bitcoin does. So you're going to see a lot of similarities here. One thing, though, just to be cautious, if Bitcoin or any of the coins you guys are watching are getting slammed down, or the market takes a little bit more of a general downturn, you guys want to be using these longer term support limits that we had from the lows of this last crash. Those are going to be where you guys might want to be entering the positions again, unless you guys see some type of pattern set up, whether it's a double bottom, a falling wedge, something that signals more of a reversal. You guys want to take the easier and just, wait to see what happens as it approaches support. If you guys want to be more bullish, by all means, go for it. Normally for Ethereum, you can see if on the 4-hour chart, I don't know if you guys can see this all zoomed in. Let me go to the 4-hour chart. Yeah, there we go. X out there. We usually do hit a level of resistance right now, so this is going to be crucial for all parties involved, or all the altcoins, that they can start breaking above these levels of resistance right here. And right now, we've managed to get above it. Don't get me wrong, but we need to continue moving up. And just like how Bitcoin is going to have some trouble with its 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart, Ethereum is going to have the same problem here. If Ethereum breaks out above its 200 moving average, I would be much more excited about Bitcoin breaking out above it as well. And again, if you guys, we don't talk about Ethereum every single day, but we did have that sign that Ethereum broke out before Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin managed to slam Ethereum back down afterwards, leading many to, be like, oh man, what the heck's going on here? All right. Oh, and one little announcement here before we start going over some other coins like Dogecoin. I think going forward, I like doing those daily update videos with Bitcoin. I think I'm going to do one Bitcoin update video daily, one Dogecoin update daily, and then maybe one Ethereum. And then I might choose one random coin to do an update daily. So maybe it'll be a Mana or a Sand or a Dogelon or a Crow or a Gala, whatever. It'll be that coin daily. You guys will have 3 update videos for sure of Ethereum, Bitcoin, Dogecoin. And then the other ones that we'll be looking at will kind of be on a rotating list unless I get some more time on my hands, which I'm pretty busy at this moment in time. Dogecoin looking a little bit more strong. If you guys can see where Ethereum is, it's been much more gradual. Dogecoin at least has been on the warpath, trying to make higher lows here. We talked about the opportunity for it to break out above the 50-day moving average. All of these coins are hitting these next levels of resistance, and that's why we need to have this bullish trend continue here. If you guys want to see an opportunity for Bitcoin to hit $23,000 to $24,000, we need to continue this on today. Not tomorrow, not the next day, not going into the weekend. We need to show some strength right now, so when we eventually cool off, the consolidation period doesn't go into a full-on rout and crash, and then we have a really nasty weekend going into Sunday, Monday time. Okay, so Dogecoin's on the verge of breaking out again above the 200, looking at its first golden cross on the daily chart since April 1st, April 2nd, excuse me, and that led to a nice little pop here, a pop of, well, what happened since that pop right there? Popped up like 30%. Do I think Dogecoin's going to go 30%? Not as likely, but if I guess Elon Musk would have tweeted some news in there, possibly. And I want to show you guys one thing here. My price target for this right now is around 8 cents, and that'd be about a 12.5% gain from where we are now. If Dogecoin went up to that next level, it might be somewhere about 9 cents, and then you might get to those really high popper levels. Just understand, if Dogecoin does pop, if anything like a SHIB does pop over this next few days, they're most likely going to be coming down, or any coin, in fact, that has a really, really juicy pop, like we looked at STMX last week that went up 50%. It's most likely going to come back down and crash after the pump has occurred. So if you guys have any long-term ambitions with Dogecoin, long-term ambitions with a SHIB or anything like that, on the pop, you have the ability to sell maybe a portion of your coins. You don't have to do 100% because that opens up to other risk, but you can sell like 25% of those coins. And then once the market decides to drop back off again, which it always does in this nasty bear market, then you guys have the ability to accumulate more Dogecoin, more SHIB, more of STMX, more Mana, Sand, Luna, whatever coin you guys are trying to go long on. You guys will have that ability to accumulate more coins, or you guys could just take the profit and walk away with the same amount of coins and just say, hey, I have a little bit more money now. It's up to you there. But I know a lot of you guys are in this for the long haul here with it when it comes to Dogecoin, SHIB, and the coins of that type. All right. ADA broke above the 20 yesterday, looking pretty nice. Now I would say ADA's major level of resistance is going to be about 50 cents. Maybe a 51 cents. It's looking okay, guys. That's about a 6% increase, so it's not like bad. But I'm hoping that ADA can actually have a little bit more of a surge as we try to have a golden cross here. The last golden cross that we had with ADA, Cardano, was the 29th of March. So and again, this was off of a nice little bear market rally that eventually came crashing back down. I think if we're going to have something similar where if we have a really good time, guys, eventually we're going to come crashing back down, okay? I just want you guys to understand that the economic conditions haven't changed all too much here. On the weekly chart for Ethereum Classic, still managing to hold. I want you guys to see that. That's why the Fibonacci level is still there. It's not because we're chopping all around it on the daily charts here. But overall, still managing to hold the trend line here. Probably best for you guys since you guys aren't paying attention to the little day trade I was doing earlier. Best to just look at Ethereum Classic like this. The moment we break down, I'm probably going to short it heavily. But until then, I'm liking what I'm seeing. It's making a move up here pretty fast. I think Ethereum Classic could have a big boost because the next level of resistance besides this little wick up here, it's really around $18 or so. So it might be pretty nice to keep that on your watch list. As far as everything else, XRP 50-day moving average looking okay. Dollar index tilting back down. Maybe that'll help us out in the short term with the psyche of people. I know a couple of us were talking about the dollar index yesterday, how much it's been booming over the last few days with the euro crashing, the yen crashing, the pound crashing against the dollar. Everything's just crashing against the dollar. We may see a turnaround there temporarily, and that temporary turnaround may be enough to help Bitcoin move up a little bit more. So that should be exciting for you guys. Now, other stuff, STMX still grinding up here a little bit. As far as STMX, this thing just likes to pop whenever it likes to pop, and you guys will remember we were live streaming when it happened here, where all of a sudden, during the course of the stream, it popped up about, what was that, like 60%? It was great, absolutely fantastic, and then, of course, it dropped back down. If you see any coin doing that in particular, there's going to be a strong chance that they eventually come back down. Might not be as fast, of course, but they will most likely be coming down. SHIB, this is the 15-minute chart. It's looking pretty nice. Now, I normally don't trade this just because of how low the numbers are, and I prefer to not day trade things that have such low numbers. Hold long-term, sure. Short-term trade, no. I just don't like it. I'm picky about it. But so far, we're about to have a golden cross on SHIB, and this is the first golden cross SHIB has had, again, just like many other coins out there, since April 4th, okay? So it's been a while. Last time we had that golden cross, not much actually happened for SHIB. We had a little bit of a spike, but that happened after an actual drop. So what I'd be looking at right now is for some really ugly shoulder, head, shoulder, where SHIB can actually pop up above that and maybe come up here towards 1441, something like that. That's what I'd be hoping for SHIB, because a lot of times you'll see this thing just kind of pop out of nowhere, and it pretty much does that quite a bit after these major crashes. So right here, that little pop that we saw, it went up all the way about 50%. I think with the actual pattern breakout, SHIB would be something you might want to watch, especially with a golden cross and a head and shoulders, or inverse head and shoulders, excuse me. This could be something that I would keep my eye on, whether you guys want to do a day trade on it, even though I don't. It's not, doesn't mean it's not a bad play. And then just making sure that you guys have some stop losses. Otherwise, what I'd be looking at here is just the basic Fibonacci extension and just seeing, hey, we want a price target up here. It kind of matches up with this resistance, but I don't know if we're going to get there, so I might start scaling out here first of all, then make a move here, and then finally maybe have 20% left over if we really do hit that price target of the 0.00001612. Okay, that's what I'm going to be looking at there. As far as all these other coins here, FTM breakout, nice solid breakout, golden cross maybe happening sometime next week if it does occur at all. But as far as this is concerned, I think we have a little bit of resistance heading up to 31 cents. But I think as long as Bitcoin shows some strength, 31 cents is probably very, very easy for FTM to obtain. It's going up here to the next levels around 35 cents or so, where you might get some more shorts looking to hop into this position. But right now, I think FTM is a good play, solid play. You guys probably should have bought it yesterday on the breakout here. Let me see. What was that? 15. Look at that. Pop goes the dynamite. And right now, if you would have bought the breakout, let's say you bought off the 15-minute close, you'd be up about 6% so far. That's not bad, guys. Although, in hindsight, it's always easier because you always have to put a lot of faith in the fact that the coin itself just broke out, right? As far as Matic, still chugging up pretty nicely. This thing has a pretty hard resistance level at 63 cents. Careful of it, but at least we're moving up. We're grinding up here, and just like all the other coins, we're that much closer to a golden cross here. And again, this one was early April. We're looking very optimistic, guys. Just understand that we are still in this bear market. As nice as everything does look in it, I admit that things are looking up to be very nice right now. Just make sure you guys have a plan in case the market were to reject you just like it did last time. I think an easy way to think about this might be something that we saw over here, where all of a sudden on the 4-hour chart, assuming this is daily chart, Bitcoin is just going up, and all of a sudden, boom. Or back over here, we had a little bit of a move up, and we saw Bitcoin rise up within a few days, like 17%. All of a sudden, bump. And so far here over the past few days, Ethereum. Ethereum's rose up 24%. Eventually, we may see it go boom, back down. But until that starts to happen, enjoy the gains you guys are making and enjoy them wholeheartedly. Anything else that I think is worth watching at this moment in time? I don't see anything else really up too much. Luna, if you guys like this could be something fun for you guys to watch. Now, I don't usually recommend day trading this all too much because people tend to get FOMO right here only to get sucked down right here, of course. So be careful if you guys are hopping in Luna. This is probably one of the more riskier day trading opportunities that you guys are afforded to trade. But if you do want to practice some of your skills and hone them a little bit more for something a little bit more extreme, right, like a Luna, less capital is always better than more capital. And don't be afraid. BitGet has the paper trading account. Maybe you could try paper trading with this if you wanted to, okay? Or you can just go to TradingView as well. That works out too. But okay, guys, let's go over here very fast. Let's go. Actually, do we need to talk about anything else? Guys, as far as the economy and inflation, oil popped up a little bit here. It doesn't look like it's technically skyrocketing back up. So far, we're at least stagnant, and we have another opportunity to close back down below the 200 weekly moving average, which doesn't mean much, but at least it signals that, hey, we're consolidating for a long enough period of time here. So as we get some of these more CPI numbers coming out over the next few months, the fact that oil is going lower and the national gas price is going lower, you will see more optimism towards the economy, because a lot of people understand that gas is the number one driver of inflation right now because, you know, if you have to pay more for gas, the companies have to pay more for gas, everybody has less money in their pockets, and that's the one thing that unites everybody. We all hate high gas prices. And right now it's gone down from the 480 to 475. It's dropping, guys, bit by bit by bit, albeit because of a fear of a recession, not because there's been anything tangible going on in the markets here. Got low-key dog hair on my face. Okay, back over here. And if I were to zoom out just a little bit, you can see we're in a good spot, guys. You can see we're in a very, very good spot. If you guys wanted to watch Bitcoin and you guys wanted to see the ultimate resistance level, it might be somewhere up here around 25,000. Again, I don't think it's very likely that we get up here, but I have been wrong before. I would like to see us at least just try to get up to this 22,765 level. From there, if we manage to break out, who knows where we're going. It could be a really strong breakout at that. But I eventually think we are going to be crashing back down here all over the next few weeks, leading us to new lows going into probably end of July, August. But until then, you know, keep a close eye on what the market's doing. One other thing here is if I go over here to this Bitcoin chart, this is the support chart. This one's fine. Okay, fine. This is perfect. Okay. You guys know how many charts I have normally. There we go. Check out this monthly chart. We're cooling off just here a little bit, guys. We're cooling off just a little bit. It's better than what we saw last month at this point in time. We're happy, guys. We're happy. And going back into that Nasdaq one more time, the Nasdaq itself, we'll worry about that resistance level here later on. I can always put it back. It's not too hard. Here's the weekly chart for the Nasdaq. We don't have to worry about the breakout right now because we already broke out. The Nasdaq itself is still holding above that 200 weekly moving average pretty consistently, just like everything else did. It's looking okay. Now, my question here is, oh, that's a little green dot. I was confused about what the heck that was. If you guys are at all bullish, or you guys, because I know some of you guys have the opinion here that this is the true bottom for Bitcoin, this is the true bottom for the market as far as the bear market and all that stuff is considered, you guys have to believe that we are not going to be dropping down below the 200 weekly moving average. And so far, we have not come into contact with it. Usually, once we come into contact, that signals a pretty nice bounce leading into a major crash. Bounce, crash, bounce, crash. During COVID, we didn't come into contact with it. Right now, we haven't come into contact with it. So far, we're still looking optimistic, but, you know, the economy itself is still very not looking optimistic at this point in time, okay? All right. I'll do some stock stuff later on. Some of the stocks have been really popping off lately, so that's been nice to see. I'll probably make some member videos for you guys over the next few days as well. Okay, but let me go back over here to the one. We're very, very close for Bitcoin breaking out as well. I don't know if I can actually show this to you guys. Probably put this here so you guys can see it. And let's go with that horizontal line. And there we go. All right. 21,888. We are very, very close to a breakout. We are about $200 away from a breakout at this point in time. A little bit more than that. But I think you guys get the gist that we're in a good spot. We broke down below the actual 20 moving average in the 15-minute chart, and we didn't crash. So that was kind of nice. We have support right now. As far as the 30, that's creeping up. The hour, we still have a little bit of time, but I think we we need to keep this this train moving here, guys. We really do need to keep this train moving if you want to see some good gains up to maybe 23,000, possibly more than that over the next few days here. Okay, let's go back to the 15 here. Watch that sucker chug. And you can see Bitcoin here on the 1-minute chart. And let me get my head out of the way. There we go. Okay. Now, hope you guys are all doing okay. And thanks for subscribing, everybody. Thanks for liking the channel. I really do appreciate that a lot. Now, let me see what's going on here. Hey, Ghost. Hey, Alan Time. Hope you guys are doing well. Hi, hey, Ken. All these crypto apps are tanking hard. Tanking in the market is collapsing. What is the likelihood Robinhood crypto side survives? I think they're going to be fine, Robinhood. I haven't heard any whispers of a problem with Robinhood. Robinhood, as far as I know, isn't loaning out money to other hedge funds. But if they are, I'll try to look into it. But Robinhood, the majority of their trading, it deals with stocks. And they have a lot of people's money in the stock side of things. I don't think that I see any risk when it comes to Robinhood right now. Especially because I don't think of it as like a Robinhood crypto side versus a Robinhood stock side. I think right now Robinhood is fine, and they have institutional backers who have billions of dollars ready to throw at it. Something that like a Voyager or a BlockFi didn't have before Well, actually, BlockFi doesn't have that either. They had like hundreds of millions on it. Robinhood has the ability to actually accumulate billions of dollars on notice if they have some type of emergency where they need to have access to capital very quickly. The last time we saw that actually happen correctly was when the GameStop fiasco happened. Literally the day after they stopped withdrawals or stopped the buying of GameStop, you saw them go out into the open market and say, hey, we need $1 billion. Who's willing to give us money? And money flocked over there. Ooh, somebody's trying to pump it up all of a sudden. A long just entered into the market. But yeah, right now I think Robinhood's fine. Hopefully I'm right about that. I'll look to see if they have any like something more shady going on, like a Voyager where they're giving money to 3 Hours Capital to trade with, without vetting them properly first, I guess I would say. And hey, Johnson, what's going on right now? Make sure I'm not missing everything. Hey, Justin. Hey, Alan Time again. What's right here? And hey, Bideford. What's right here? Ethereum Classic. We just talked about that one. Here. And hey, Pepin. Hey, Michael. So I'm seeing a bunch of crypto charts with Adam and Eve patterns. I feel like the Eves didn't dip low enough, like ICP on a 1 hour chart or Bitcoin. Let's see. So what about it right now? As far as like here, let me show you if I can. Nobody's gonna know what you're talking about when it comes to Adam and Eve. Um, should we do this pattern site? Maybe. Uh, no, that's fine. Um, as far as any of these like these patterns we're talking about here, they don't have to come down as much. It's what you might call, or what I call, an ugly pattern. Oh, Bitcoin's making a move here, guys. Man, nice. But what do you call? I think what's going on is there's just like there's too many patterns going on right now, and so the charts or the algorithms are just kind of being wonky about it. And what I mean by that here is, so for like Bitcoin has the opportunity to look like a double bottom, have a breakout, and also look like a what's the other one it could be looking at here? Like some type of triangle. I'm forgetting which one it is, like an ascending triangle. So it has like 3 different patterns right now, and I think, how do I want to say this without sounding weird? Um, I think everything is just so bullish around it right now because of what the Nasdaq is doing. Whereas it might have dropped down more over the past few days, the fact that the Nasdaq didn't continue to go down towards that 200 weekly moving average, it stopped Bitcoin before it can naturally make its own pattern up, whether it's like the double bottoms or the double tops right now. As far as ICP, I normally like ICP quite a bit because normally once it hits all-time lows, again, like it does every freaking few weeks here, it normally has a pretty sizable bounce. So a lot of people, when Bitcoin's crashing and it looks like we're all about to be doomed, people tend to use the opportunity just to stack up on ICP, like sell it like a week later and make a bunch of money off of it. So, hold on. We'll watch Bitcoin here. Oh, wow. Look at that. That wasn't even a resistance point for us. We just kind of blasted through that, didn't we? Okay, well, it's always nice when these things happen on live stream. And hey, Monica, thank you very much for a super chat. I really do appreciate it. Hi, Mike. Holding FTNT and Amazon calls. Sold some, but hold most of them. Can I have your TA, please? Thank you. Yeah, just give me 1 second here. I'll be happy to look at it. Bitcoin is definitely surging at the moment, guys. And it's kind of going here. Let me move my head over here very fast so you guys can see what's going on. Makes everything look very tiny now. What's this 1 second chart doing? Look at it. 1 second chart just ticking, ticking, ticking. And Bitcoin, it's still going, guys. Jeez. Here, Monica, let me, what can I do over here? Let me open this one up. There we go. I'll do some TA over here for you very fast, just so I'm not taking away from all this crazy Bitcoin stuff going on here. Let me go to main Bitcoin. Let's get the NASDAQ. And then from here, let me go over here to FTNT. FTNT is probably one of the best companies you guys could ever invest in, especially during the last bull run. It was absolutely insane. A little bit of a cool off period here. There we go. There we go. Okay. Let's see, especially with the split going on. There we go. Okay. So Bitcoin's moved up now. We kind of blasted through that level of support. I don't even know what resistance was actually there because we just kind of took it over completely. Look at that nice little monster move here. We'll leave it on the 1 second chart, 15-minute chart here, but we'll zoom in just a tad, and that way you guys can see some of those resistance levels. Our next big resistance level, everybody, is going to be right here around 22,751, and you know that's really close to where we are now. So we'll see if we can continue pumping up, or if we're going to cool down before we hit that level. But this is a nice move, guys. This is a pretty rapid move here. And Monica, as we got a new 15-minute candle, which we should come down here temporarily before trying to do a little bit of a chug. So I'll move this back over here for you. As far as FTNT is concerned, we did have a short-term breakout here off of the last after this last little pattern here. The first breakout point was right here, or the first support level was right there after that two consistent taps to make a trend line here. As far as what I can see for Fortnite going here, or Fortinet, I don't know how to pronounce the name. I always think of Fortnite from the game. I'm looking at a little bit of resistance going in today, which you guys saw. But if we manage to break out above that, I would actually like to see us get up to $65. And from there, I'd probably start scaling out because I'm afraid of something like this happening, where we actually just get up here towards like $63 and then get rejected and come back down and kind of grind. It's really going to depend on how much the Nasdaq goes up even further. As far as Amazon's concerned, I know you're probably closer to being out of this trade than the other one because this breakout that we saw a few days ago. There we go. You bought right here because the breakout technically occurred on the 5 and 15 and hour charts, just not on the daily chart for some crazy reason. So far, we're looking strong, similar to FTNT, as we're looking for that first level of resistance coming up around 118.15. I know you've already scaled out of a lot of them, and that's probably a safe thing to do right now. I would probably risk it for the biscuit to see if we can get above this 118 level and at least get back over here to the weekly pivot point of around 122. And maybe I'd start selling there. If it goes up any higher, awesome. But, what I'd be saying for Amazon right now is we still have this technical bottom neckline. Let's see if we can break out and get up to 122. I want to see if that can happen. That's going to be more dependent on the entire market, but I think there's a possibility for that to happen. So at least if you want to have some more fun with it, if you want to do another scale out level, over the next couple of days, maybe you just leave like one last call in there to see if it can go all the way up here to 122, and you can move that stop loss up to here to the maybe 20% above where you bought it at as far as the options calls are concerned. So you have some good opportunities there. You have some really good opportunities. And there's the die down I talked to you guys about. Once the new 15-minute candle happens after a pump like this, we cool off for a little bit of time, and that's okay. But it's not like we're crashing, guys. I know it looks like we're crashing here, but no, it's not. We're just consolidating, making a nice little move, and we're kind of cooling off, you would say. I'm going to leave the seconds chart this zoomed out just so you guys can wait for the little pop that eventually happens on these things. At least I hope there's a pop here. I want to see a stronger move, but right now, well, actually here. Now, I'm not one to do technical analysis on seconds charts, so don't really do this yourself. But we're kind of there almost. Oh, let's see. There we go. Let's see what happens as we approach this trend line here. Can we break out, or are we going to break down? What's gonna happen here, guys? Okay, but guys, breakout. This is nice. This is what we wanted to see. The surges continue. I just had a rant for the whole beginning of the stream saying, hey, this needs to continue. We need to start moving up faster than you would think, and we have. And let's see what happens here on the 1 second chart. And hey, D's, happy to see you back. Hey, Hoot Johnson, what's going on right here? Let's see. Hey, One Shot, happy to see you back, my man. And that could be the case. I mean, right now, the Nasdaq is leading Bitcoin more than we might want to admit. I didn't get a chance to look at the SPY and Bitcoin like I wanted to today, but I'll probably have a chance to do that tomorrow. After the stream is done today, guys, I am passing out. Doing errands for your family is very, very tiring thing to do. But I was really happy of the breakout today, so I was like, I'm not going to cancel the stream just because I want to take a nap. It's a good time to be up right now. All right. And guys, wow, second chart technicals are still holding up for some crazy reason. We're slowly coming down here on the second chart. Not a bad thing. We can see how much we cool off. We have another 10 minutes and 55 seconds before we make another daily, another 15-minute candle here. And hey, the Goov, oh, there you go, the Goov. Dogecoin breaking out too. Yeah, hold on a second, guys. Oh, there's the breakout that we were looking for right there. Will it actually mean anything? Come on. Make a move. Okay, this is the second chart. It's not going to really bother us too much here. We'll come back to it in a second. But as far as the other, oh gosh, this is going to kill me. There we go. There we go. Let's go to the 5-minute chart and a lot of these other coins. Ethereum just busted up a little bit as well, bouncing off the Fibonacci level from a while ago. What a pivot point right here. Can you guys? Yeah, you guys can see that. It's kind of, that line isn't really too thick here, but nice pivot point. Dogecoin, massive pop as well. ADA looking okay. Dogecoin's now up to 0.0725. You know, getting closer and closer to the 8 cent target here. ADA jumping up here. XRP having a little bit of a larger jump than everything else. That's kind of nice to see. FTM, we just talked about that one being very good. Now it's at 5%. I'm happy with FTM. Matic the same. We're seeing some nice pops here. Nothing is being left out here except for maybe Litecoin. No, Litecoin's still doing okay. AXS is doing okay. Anything else really ripping off here? Luna's up a little bit more as well. Anything else? Everything else is kind of around that 2 to 3% range. Doge on Mars is up 3.5%. That's also nice to see right now too. Let's see. Pump this right back over here to the 1. And there you go. See? Okay, well, maybe I was wrong to take off that one thing. I'll just draw it here on the chart without having to do all the other stuff. It was a small breakout. Small breakout right there. We'll see what ends up happening over the next few minutes. But technicals on the 1 second chart matter, even if they're like very short term. Because technically, if you would have done a scalp here, you would have made like not much money, but from a technical standpoint, you would have made an actual profitable trade. Okay. Let's go back over here to the 1. We don't need the second chart just now. It's making everything look very, very, very dramatic. Alrighty. There we go. And let's see how long this takes to cool off. But at least for now, guys, actually, let's take a look to see exactly how much money was just poured in Bitcoin just a few seconds ago. Bitcoin shorted 3 minutes ago. That's why we saw some of the moves coming down. Where's the long? Where's the long? No, it wasn't 7 minutes ago that we just had that big move here. Okay, it's not showing up on whale trades. This guy's information is slowly lagging behind everybody else. I'm gonna have to find somebody else to watch. But so far we're looking okay. 7 minutes ago? Maybe I'm wrong here. Am I wrong about this 7 minutes ago? Sometimes I just forget about how long we talk. Bitcoin long 9 minutes ago. So what? Yeah. 1.5 is about 5. Another 5, like 10. Let's say about 11. Let's say about 12. Let's say about 13, 14. No, that's shorter right here. It's about $13 million long right here. That's a pretty sizable move there, and I like what I'm looking at there. What's right here? Oh, hey, Jay Perez. Can we collect BTT here in the U.S. now that Voyager is not an option? Where can we? Ooh, I don't exactly know. All of mine, I haven't bought BitTorrent in a while here. It's all on my, Ledger Nano. As far as BitTorrent though, if you wanted to find out where you could buy it, I would go to CoinMarket, BTT. From here, you would go scroll down a little bit, see all markets, and then Binance. So Binance US is going to have it. KuCoin is going to have it there if you wanted that. Polynex, Coin One, Kraken, BitGlobal, PancakeSwap, and Bytebit if you're in Europe, of course. Anything else here that I would know? BitGet has it, and BingX. So yeah, there's tons of places you can buy it. You might have to open up a new exchange, so that's what you might have to do, unfortunately, right now, though, since Voyager is kind of going kaput with the bankruptcy as they kind of restructure everything to see if they can save the company. There we go. And so far, Dow futures are back up a little bit, so there's we're trending green, I guess, for the futures right now. Let's see. And hey, Frankie, could go up to 25K before it dives down to 14K. That could definitely happen. I don't know exactly how far we're headed up, guys. I would assume 25 is definitely going to be as high as I think we can go because of that 50-day moving average, etc. up there. But the one thing I do know, or I do believe, is that eventually we are going to be coming down quite hard. So be careful if you guys think this is the bottom. As far as my opinion is concerned, there are probably other YouTubers out there, other TikTokers and Twitter people that say, hey, this is the bottom. Just make sure you guys are managing your risk and you guys have a plan no matter what goes on over the next few weeks here. And hey, Ken, is Voyager going to remain a trading app if they recover? Maybe hold and see what happens. I'd rather lose all my other altcoins than get cashed out in Voyager tokens. I don't exactly know. I think their goal is to still remain a trading app. The thing about it is you may not have a choice if you get to keep your coins or not, right? Because technically, whenever we buy a coin on an exchange, it's not your coin. You just just like when you buy a coin on Robinhood, technically it's not your coin until you put it into your own wallet. It's the property of the exchange, and you're just, as the coin goes up, you make profits and so forth. But I haven't found it yet because I haven't seen any more updates about what's going on with Voyager. But I don't know yet if they are going to allow Voyager people who have money stuck in their accounts, like I do. I have like $500 of STMX in there. Are they going to allow me to just let me hold that for the long term, or will they be forced to sell it through some type of bankruptcy process, and then I get like 80% of my value of my STMX back and Voyager coins, in which case I have to go over to the exchange and sell them for cash, and then from the cash I have to put that back into my bank account. So I'm not entirely sure how that process is going to work, but I think they do want to remain an exchange after all said and done. It's kind of a coin flip if they're actually going to remain in exchange or not, though. Let's see. And hey, David, you got into some Atom. You've been buying Atom every day. You see this as an amazing long-term play. As long as you guys believe in something, go for it. Just make sure you guys manage your risk for all the coins and make sure you guys have some diversity just in case whatever coin you guys are the most excited about doesn't pan out the way you want it to. Just like with, I like STMX, Doge on Mars. I'm waiting for some type of coin to come up out of some type of low market cap coin to come up on Robinhood. That's something I'm really excited about whenever it does occur. But until then, I'm just doing my daily buys of Ethereum, Bitcoin, the ADAs, a little bit of Ethereum Classic here because that's on Robinhood. And then some of the lower market cap coins like the Doge on Mars, Spell Token, UFO coin, the ones where it's like under $500 million market cap and you're like, this has an opportunity, but we'll have to wait to see how big of an opportunity it has down the road. And what's right here? And hey, Ghost, there's always hope if you guys hold. Well, yeah, the best thing you guys could always be doing is just hold, guys. Holding is much easier than trying to trade this market right now. That's why I literally gave you guys like a whole week, or maybe it was like maybe 4 or 5 days saying, hey, I don't know if we're going to break out, but this is the plan if we do break out, because, we've had so many fake outs over the last few weeks, of course. So I was like, hey, I know Bitcoin looks kind of bearish, but we have the opportunity to break out here. And what did I say? Not Bitcoin's technicals. I was using the Nasdaq's technicals. And that's why whenever you guys watch another YouTuber out there, you guys watch a lot of YouTubers. YouTube tells me every single person that you guys watch, like here, if I go over into my YouTube analytics here and I go over into, well, actually, let me get out of this very fast because I want you guys to see Bitcoin. I'm never shy of showing you guys how much money I made in the last 28 days. I've made $764. It's not much. In fact, here, I can actually show that to you guys very fast before I start going into the analytical stuff. See? Oh, you guys can't see it. But $764. I don't want it to appear that I'm trying to hide that from you guys here. Back over there. Let's put that back over here. Where am I going at here? Audience. It's just kind of hard to manage this area. There we go. Okay. Sorry. I'm still not used to how crazy this YouTube studio is. But if you go in the back here and you look right here, oh, my head's blocking the way. I can see what you guys like to watch. YouTube tells me. Some of you guys watch Crypto or Us. Some of you guys watch my other Michael Whitman channel, the 24-hour streams. Jordan Cameron is a big one for you guys. BitBoy, Meet Kevin, Crypto, Crypto Banter, Mitch Ray, Final Stand, Altcoin Daily, Crypto Lifer, Crypto, whatever this is. You guys watch all of these channels, but make sure that you guys understand, because not all of them will talk about this, what the Nasdaq is doing. The only reason I was so bullish about Bitcoin breaking out and talking about, hey, we definitely have an opportunity here, there's definitely a chance to make some good money, is because of what the Nasdaq was doing and how because oil prices were going down because of people were fearing a recession. But if oil prices go down, gas prices go down in theory over time, and that'll help out core CPI numbers, which will give less rate hikes, which will make the market a little bit more happy. So It's a weird convoluted thing going on there, but it works. So, whatever you guys listen to when it comes to YouTube, whether it's my technical analysis, Jordan's technical analysis, I don't know, Rob's technical analysis, whoever's technical analysis out there, you guys really, 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 really pay attention just a little bit to the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq is something very, very easy you guys can do technicals on. All you ever need to know are what are some pivot levels, some basic trend line work, and you guys will be much better off than a majority of crypto traders out there, because if the Nasdaq were to have gotten rejected today from that trend line, Bitcoin would have freaking crashed. So that's how make or break this moment was today, which is why everybody was so excited that we actually broke out above it as oil continued to come down. Big news coming out of Europe of Boris Johnson. Boris, I think his name is, resigning from the government, whatever you want to call it. So, pay attention to that Nasdaq. You guys will be making a lot more money if you guys pay attention to that. You guys don't have to look at it daily, but just have an idea of where the Nasdaq's at. Is it bullish, bearish, close to a breakout, close to resistance, close to support? What's going on with it? You guys will be able to have some good information about what Bitcoin's doing going forward. Oh, geez. Now, hold on a second here. I got to zoom back out. There we go. Okay. Let's see. And hey, Ghost. Hey, Mike, miss you. He loves us. Guys, I love helping you guys out a lot. I enjoy this job quite a bit. You guys know I trade full time, and I'm usually pretty busy helping out my family with their stuff. But it's always nice to have these breakouts, especially when we can build it out, right? That's why I think a couple of days ago I had a live stream. I think the title of it was, "Can you taste the breakout?" Because we were like, we're that close to it. And now, now we're pretty much feasting, right? If you guys bought the breakout earlier today, as far as Bitcoin's concerned, just a few minutes ago, you had an opportunity to be 9% up. At this point in time, you guys are up about 7%. So still a very, very nice gain if you guys bought the breakout. Fantastic. And we even had the pivot point right here where we got rejected a little bit. We came roaring back, and then we got, another rejection, consolidation, boom. It's nice when the technicals work as intended, because it's not every day that the technicals are working so smoothly for us, especially in this nasty bear market where we've just had fake out after fake out after fake out after fake out. We're just hoping that as this day continues, after we've had this breakout here, both above the 20-day moving average and the trend line here, we want to continue this move up, guys, and hopefully by sometime, maybe sometime tonight if we're lucky, but going into tomorrow, we really want to try to consolidate and break above $23,000, because if we can do that, that's where all of your dreams come true, and Bitcoin has the opportunity to go up to 25,000, maybe even higher. But you guys will be looking at some really good profits before eventually, in my opinion, we come crashing back down and really making everybody really depressed going forward. But of course, let's keep an eye on the Nasdaq as well. Okay. And there we go. And hey, Nate. Appreciate your honesty, dude. I appreciate that. I try to be as honest as I can with you guys, which normally leads me going against the grain of a lot of other YouTubers sometimes. But I think I have a better track record than a lot of other YouTubers out there. I just need to work on my branding for YouTube so I can get more views out there. But I'm getting ready to come up with a template style that I'll stick to as far as the daily crypto update videos, whether it's Ethereum, Bitcoin, stuff like that. And then later on, as I do more videos talking about different subjects like, budgeting, saving up, what are the best crypto coins in the market, here are 5 coins that I think you guys would like, things like that. That'll be a whole different branding style. You guys are probably going to see my fat head on the thumbnails, just like you guys see Meet Kevin or stuff like that, or George's. But I just won't be having the open mouth. Like, it'll be more of just like, which at this point in time, who knows if that's actually going to be better. I just spent like a half an hour yesterday taking photos. We're using this camera. And it's $2,000 camera. It's awesome. I took like 20 photos just to realize that because I had given my dog like a good little bit of like, cuddle time and playing with them, that like I had dog hair all in my hair, and it showed up because the camera was so detailed, 6K camera, expensive, but it showed all of my dog's hair in my actual hair. So I had to delete all those photos because I'm not smart enough on Photoshop to change them all up, apparently, but eventually I will be. What's going on right here? And thanks, Maximilian. I appreciate that a lot, my man. I really, really do appreciate that. What's right here? Did I see all your food channels? I did not see your food channels. I'm going to have to look at those. Last night I made some duck. It was a spicy duck. I roasted it. I also made some fresh rice. Oh, yeah, it's good. I'm on a diet, guys. So, when I get to eat some nice duck and some rice, it is very, very good here. Let's see. And hey, BSC, the 22.5, the ultimate high for this week, it's going to be a large level of resistance for us. I think we might be able to get up even more than that over the next few hours. But right now, guys, like here, let's just kind of talk about these levels of resistance so you guys have an idea of what I'm talking about. If we go over here to the 4-hour chart, you guys will see this 4-to-1 Ganfan level right here. This is a 4-hour chart, so normally we hold it on the day. I know it looks like we're kind of down it right here. The day and the weekly candles, we typically hold these points. So right now, we're getting mighty, mighty close to that, the Fibonacci level. And what did we talk about for like the past few days? That 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart. If you guys want to see anything really parabolic that goes beyond my expectations, where you guys want to see 25,000, 26,000, maybe even at the highest estimates like 30,000, something really, really crazy like that, you are going to have us break above that 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart. 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart is what's going to be key for us to continue this rally up there. Until then, we might just continue grinding up a little bit more, then eventually get rejected back down. And then, then we have to worry about, will we hold this general trend line right here, or will we eventually, curl back down and bounce and try to do a short-term reversal for maybe a month or so? Who knows? The economy could really be really good in a month. Doubt it, but I'm trying to give you guys optimism here. But yeah, right now, those major levels of resistance are about maybe $300 to $400 away. The majority of the people that actually took trades over the last, let's say, few hours, as we broke out earlier today, most of them have already started to scale out of their positions because they already had scale out levels here at the 21,888 level. And then after that, they're going to have some closer to the 22,500 and above. So the majority of people that took those trades, they have sold off at least a portion of their crypto, and they're waiting to see if the rest of their crypto continues to make them money, or if it will come back down to some of these other stop losses, whether they have moved their stop loss to 21,888, or if they just move their stop loss back down here to the Fibonacci level of around 21,265. No matter what happens now, they're walking away with a profit. And, why do you guys trade? To make profit. How do you become a long-term investor? By just making profit consistently, right? So those are the goals for traders right now. We still have an opportunity to get higher, but again, we're going to, I took off the other chart here, but we're going to need the Nasdaq to really carry us forward going forward to tomorrow, which means that maybe we cool off for the next few hours, for all I know. Maybe. And then, as the stock market kind of booms up tomorrow, if we're lucky enough for that to happen, then you start to see Bitcoin move up higher and higher and higher. But again, I want you guys to understand that if the Nasdaq takes a nasty nosedive tomorrow, or we give up the gains that we had from today, you're going to see Bitcoin come back down hard, all the way back down to like the mid-20s, or maybe even down to $20,000 itself. So just be careful about you guys' positions right now. I'm happy. I like the way we're moving. We have some bullish action. You see the whales kind of soaring in here right now to really give us some good times. But you guys do need to be prepared for any type of sudden drop if, for whatever reason, the Nasdaq just, rips the floor from underneath this, so to speak, right? Back to the 5. I'll probably best go right here. There you go. And so far, we're continuing to consolidate here after that nice little boom. We'll have to see how much further we can go, but at least you can see the longs are currently are currently winning at this point in time. And hey, Ghost, what symbol is the Nasdaq? There's a few on TradingView. I would normally just use the NAS. Where's that? Oh, this is crypto. Why does it show here? Oh, there you go. NAS 100, US Tech 100 Index. Why is it always so different? Let me give you the formal one. NDX. NDX is going to be the one for here. There you go. So I don't know why I say it as NAS, because what do you call it? My the title of the, what do you call these things? Chart layout is NAS. But yeah, NDQ is one you could look at. Otherwise, Dow is going to be DJI, and the SPY is going to be SPX. There's also the SPY there, but I don't think many people actually use the SPY. I think more people use the SPX. No. I think it's pretty evenly based. It just depends on what you guys' style is here. But now, both the NASDAQ, just like Bitcoin here, what do we have? We have the opportunity for that, where's my little marker tool? There we go. Bottom, neckline. If we break out above that, the Nasdaq can be heading all the way back down to up to $13,000, leading Bitcoin maybe back up to $25,000. Now, that's a tall ask at this point, as I've been saying over the past few hours here. But the opportunity is there, and if you guys don't know what a double bottom is here, let me zoom that out here just temporarily. Let me delete that wherever I can. There we go. Delete. All right, there we go. Move my head back over here. Do I have an image that's going to work out? No, that's not it. 60-second update. I can replace that with something over here. Come on, there you are. Okay. I'm just going to go over to my YouTube files, patterns, and where's my double bottom here? There we go. There we go. Okay. So this is what Bitcoin and both the Nasdaq can be in right now. And as you guys can see, it's a double bottom reversal bullish. All right. So we came down. That was the crash that we experienced last week. We consolidated for a couple days here, or maybe more than a couple days here. And now we're looking to do step 4 for a breakout. Okay. Now, when you guys are looking at this, if I'll block my head for a second because all Bitcoin is doing is going sideways. Make a move right here. Let me make a move right there. All right. When we have this here, we've seen the crash, right? That's 1. We've been consolidating, right? We've made a high. That's the 2. The 3 is coming back down here. We didn't come back down all the way low. We kind of stopped halfway. And now what we're doing is up here. We've officially broken out, right? But now we're trying to break above this line right here to complete the 4. And if you guys want any hope of us actually achieving that, we're going to have to close above that neckline right now. That's the key, close. Because if I zoom out just for a few seconds after I get rid of this and this and this, get out of there. There we go. We go to the daily chart, and you guys can see how ugly this all looks, of course, because I got all these lines here. Right? You guys can see that W now. I hope so, right? See the W blocking my face, doesn't matter. And now what's that neckline? The one that we just broke out above, the 21,888. We have to close above this level if you guys want to see some really good things happen with Bitcoin. We still don't know if we're going to close. It really depends on what happens to the Nasdaq tomorrow. I don't know why I'm looking at the camera since you guys can't see me, but it really depends on what happens tomorrow. We really want to see the Nasdaq move up. And then if we want to continue this trend, I think we're really, if you want to see some type of really strong reversal as well, we need to also break above the high here before we actually crash down in the first place below these Fibonacci levels. Right over here on the 23,391. That's going to be another big level of resistance. So I think right now, if I'm going to be realistic, majority of you guys are going to have your final stop loss. What the heck is this? Where's my rectangle at? There we go. I didn't mean highlighter. You guys might see a big level of resistance up here. Anywhere between 22,700, which is the level we talked about with the 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart, going up to maybe 23,400 or so. That's going to be that big resistance level where if we were going to have a pivot, all of a sudden this turns back into something more of an ascending triangle, which is a bearish pattern that usually ends up with us breaking back down. So since we did get this new low over here, even though we didn't close down below the breakout, we still actually made a new low over there. What you might see us have happen over the next few days now is, if I can get the highlighter back here now that I need it. There you go. Maybe we just come back up here to the resistance level, come back down, consolidate, maybe break out if we're lucky, or more likely what the technicals would say is that we eventually break down towards the, maybe over the next couple weeks here. And that's where things get tricky. Then we have to worry about, hey, can we stop the, can we keep the higher lows here where we have a lower high, and then maybe have a lower high here, then ultimately have a reversal? Maybe that's an opportunity here. But I think going forward, there's a lot of resistance ahead of us, guys. A lot of resistance. And the moment that you guys know that we're going to be crashing down, there's going to be 2 moments that you guys are probably going to want to short into this market. The first one is going to be if we start heading into this area up here around $23,000 or so. That's probably going to be the first opportunity for most short sellers out there because the chances of the Nasdaq really going all bullish all of a sudden, it's low, but it's possible, and that's why short sellers have their stop losses just like the longs do. And then the other one that's going to be more realistic for those people who like to trade the actual breakdowns, not just like resistance levels, because resistance levels are a little bit more tricky, of course. You guys are most likely going to short this opportunity down here. And then where things might get scary for you guys is if we break the cycle of lower highs, higher lows, higher low, and then higher low question mark. If we break that cycle and we break down below this higher low, shorts are gonna jump on this ship and dance on the grave of Bitcoin all the way down to like $14,500, $16,500, and then and then we'll be in the same pickle. Everybody's freaking out all over again. Another month of consolidation. Everybody's still accumulating long term, but the people that only want Bitcoin to go up, they are definitely going to be in a world of pain until things get fixed up here. And maybe now, guys, I mean, this is just a minute chart. Maybe we can have some type of a cup and handle here and continue the bullish run over the next 10, 15 minutes. That may be kind of interesting here. So, a lot of stuff going on. There are going to be a lot of levels of resistance that are going to be very, very hard for us to break out above. But as long as the Nasdaq is there, we have the opportunity to do so. But we're probably going to have to cool off for a little bit of time, even if we do have this cup and handle. We are going to have to cool off probably in the middle of the night. We'll see, because we're still going to be waiting again on the Nasdaq, the Dow, and the S&P, see if they can actually have a strong opening. Anything of news right here? Jobs report, yeah, hopefully the jobs report can be fine. GameStop fires its CFO and announced layoffs as part of its aggressive turnaround plan. Oh, GameStop. I know they did a stock split or something like that over the last few days as well, so they're having some news coming out. Let's see. And hey, Michael, you took in a short? That means you're probably up a little bit right now. And hey, Dr. V, Monica, did you see that trailing stop losses on BitGet? Thanks, Mike. I did not see that. I'm going to have to... I'll look at it after the stream is done. I'll look at that. For those of you guys who don't know, I'm a big proponent of trailing stop losses. And if you guys don't know what a trailing stop loss is, it's when you put a stop loss on a trade, but as the trade goes up, it trails it. So, the stop loss is always 5% above the highest price after you bought it. So as long as the price keeps on going up, the stop loss keeps on going up. And the moment the price stops going up, if you guys can see my hands, yeah, it comes back down, you still walking away with a profit, which is amazing. And I have a lot of contacts in the crypto industry and the crypto exchange industry in particular because they like me. But what do you call I had been asking for BitGet to do this for some time, and apparently they just did it according to Monica. So I'm going to take a look at this, and I will make a whole tutorial video about this because this is something that you guys really do need. And this means that if you guys were to open a position today with Bitcoin on this breakout right here, let me get rid of the double top here, double bottom, excuse me. You see that Bitcoin rose about 9% over the last 11 hours here after the breakout. Great. So if you had a 5% trailing stop loss, or let's just say a 3% trailing stop loss, more realistic on a breakout here, that means at the point of the time you actually bought, your stop loss would be somewhere down here, around $20,000. Okay. Now that the price is actually up so much, now we have a new, since it's a trailing stop loss, now the stop loss is currently right here at 21,862. And no other crypto exchange has it as far as I know. And what that means is that you guys could go to bed, open this trade, go to bed, and know that no matter what happens, as soon as your position is up 3%, like right here, yeah, you're at least walking away with a profit. So I'm going to take a deeper dive on that later on tonight before I go to bed here. And then I'm going to talk to them over at BitGet to say, hey, this is awesome. I want to make a video about this. Can you give me some tools and stuff so I can make a better video about it? So, yeah, I'm excited for that. I didn't know they actually implemented that. I know they said they were going to do it last month because I know it's a very, very hard thing because no other exchange has it as far as I've seen. So a trailing stop loss is going to be very, very big news, guys. And if you guys want to check out BitGet, I have a link down below for free. You guys get up to like $4,400 if you sign up for it. It's really, they're pumping out money. Like all these other exchanges are doing layoffs. BitGet has so much money behind it that they are adding jobs at this moment in time. While everybody else is not hiring, they are hiring right now. Great company to work with. and a great exchange that I trust a lot. Okay, let's go back over here. Trailing I'm always happy, guys, when an exchange will listen to something that's like really reasonable. Like, hey, why don't you guys have a trailing stop loss? You should have this, and they actually do it because they actually realized how it could benefit their traders. I love it. Okay, there we go. Still curling around right now. Let me know what you guys have to say. And hey, B Supreme Wu Tang. There we go. George W. The good old W. What's right here? And hey, Matthew. Yes, I mean everybody. You guys. I don't have any wine right now. I have an old wine bottle. So cheers. I made some more tea with this wine bottle today just for the fun of it. I was playing a jerk on my mom, but what do you call it? It's nice right now. I got melatonin on my desk. That's the only drink I have. Oh man. What's right here? What's right here? Hey Simon, at what point did you say it's okay I can live off of trading full time? Oh, it was when I was making like double my salaried income in downtown Seattle. It was like double. I was like, you know what? It's going to take double the amount of money to make me quit my job. Because technically, guys, a lot of people have a full-time job and they just so happen to trade, crypto, or they trade stocks on the side, and they're very happy with that. And the reason they do that is because they like the fact that their job provides them with benefits. They have 401k contributions. There's a whole bunch of perks for working for a corporation, right? But me, I was like, you know what? I like all of my free time. I hate bosses. Like, I really hate bosses. I can't do it. So knowing me, I have a little bit of like an arrogant strain in my body where I'm just like I'm not arrogant to be arrogant, but I'm a pretty practical person. So if I see something that's being very inefficient and there's no real reason for it, I won't demand that it's changed, but I'll just ask about it. And then when the boss gets mad that I ask him, like, well, this could save the company money. I try to put it into practical sense, but if they keep on saying no, I'm like, yeah. And I have a tendency of making the people that work below me be very, very loyal because I'm very, very loyal to them. So when I quit a job, usually I was the only thing keeping those employees in the job in the first place. So they usually quit. It's only happened 2 times. I've actually quit jobs because I like to stay with an employer for a while. But yeah, I tend to be like the only thing keeping staff from leaving. So I enjoy the power of just saying, hey, I'm leaving. But by the way, the fact that I'm leaving because you're such a horrible boss, you're going to lose some staff, which is going to make your life that much harder, which I enjoy. But yeah, I'm not 100% nice guy, of course. I would say I'm a general nice guy. But when it comes to working in corporate America, if you don't fight back, you get walked on and you get extra work that you don't really deserve to have. But as far as the what do you call, when I decided to quit my job, I was making twice my salary because all of a sudden I had to pay for my own healthcare, my own dental, my own vision. My last corporation that I was working for gave me a cell phone stipend, so I wasn't even paying for my cell phone bills. If I ever had to drive anywhere, which is rare, but even if I had to drive anywhere, the company paid for all of that. Even if I had to stop somewhere on the way home and be like, hey, can you stop over at the Tacoma office, after you leave the Seattle office just to go grab some stuff? Technically, the time it took me to, even if it was on my way home, since I was still driving there, they still paid me for that. And not like in salary because I don't get paid extra, but in just reimbursements for fuel and stuff like that. So there's a lot of cool stuff when it comes to working for a downtown corporation, a corporation in downtown Seattle. But again, the fact that I get to wake up when I want to, I work on the days I want to, I can make a YouTube channel and talk to people now. I can't do that, or I don't have the time for that if I'm working in corporate America because I'm just trying to figure out which boss to stab in the back so I can keep on moving up the ladder here, or which boss to suck up to in order to keep on moving up. Each different bosses require different approaches, of course. But yeah, it's 2 times the salary, 2 times your pay is what I'm normally accustomed to because you never know if you're going to really be able to continue it consistently. So I really wanted to build it up, and it took. I traded full time for a year and full time job, double the salary for a year in trading before I quit. But that double salary that I made in stocks and trading, That was my savings account basically, because I lost a third of my income basically at that point in time when I quit. So all of a sudden, this is what I got. I got to make the most of it. I have to continue making money. And the reason I was able to do it for me so successfully, I would say, is because I'm so cautious and I follow what I don't know what I call it right now, but the 15-20 stock rule when I'm trading options in the stock market. I only trade like 20 of the same stocks over and over and over and over again. Like that's it. The same stocks over and over again, because I don't like to be freaked out about, hey, this is something new. I don't understand the characteristics. That's what can really drive people crazy. If you guys just find 10, 15 stocks to trade over and over and over again, you guys are going to be much more successful than if you guys just try to trade whatever is popping off every other day. Just choose 10, just choose 15, paper trade for a while, get it down. Don't just go after the hottest thing. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Amazon, Apple, Nvidia, AMD, Microsoft, whatever, Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, JP Morgan if you want to bank in there, Visa if you want to study grind, or FT&T if you want a really big grinder in a bull market. Figure out what you like and just trade them. They all have the different characteristics. Maybe Tesla if you like Tesla. Tesla is probably the most risky stock on my entire watch list, because it doesn't always honor the breakouts like other stocks do. Apple, when Apple breaks out, it's a chugging. When Microsoft breaks out, it's slowly chugging, but still chugging. Over time, you get to understand how each of these stocks works out and how they like to break out. Otherwise, you're kind of stuck guessing, well, if I buy this breakout, is it really going to churn up right now? Or if it, if it's only partially broken out, will it really continue to grind up further? That's the type of stuff we have to question a little bit more. But as long as you trade like the same 10, 15 stocks over and over and over again, like instead of like having like a 98% failure rate, you have like maybe a 80% failure rate. And that's like not if you don't practice and trade and, practice and get things done. Like it's that big of a deal just to trade the same stocks consistently, because over time you get better and better and better and you understand them. Why open yourself up to new variables when you guys don't have to, right? I mean, Amazon's not going anywhere. Apple's not going anywhere. Microsoft, Tesla, they're not going anywhere. So why not just stick to those bad boys, right? Let's see. See. And hey, Rybread, just got out of work. Did I call Voyager today? Yes, I did call Voyager while I was in the car, and the wait time was too long, so I never got to answer them. So it seems like all of their lines are pretty much busy, because the first time I tried to call, I got the beep, beep, beep thing. And then the second one, I had this like automated call where like, hey, are you calling in regard to this, this, this? I was like, Voyager, yeah. Cannot get anybody through. So the only way I can see myself getting through there is probably waiting until maybe the weekend or Monday, when majority of people have kind of called. And then from there, I can see if it's, I don't want to, like, if I can actually talk to a human being. There's so much traffic because the Voyager bankruptcy was just announced a few days ago, of course, that I'm not getting through in any of the lines. I even tried to freaking call the international line, and I couldn't get through it. Normally, I try to do anything I can to get around some of these like robocall things, and just to get to actually talk to somebody. Back when I was, Back when COVID started, you guys know a lot of people were trying to get unemployment checks by signing up for unemployment, I guess. And I had two friends that were like freaking out, asking me for help with finances because, I had money, and they had both lost their jobs. And basically, a lot of you guys may have lost your job in a life, but imagine having maybe a $10,000 a month job, and you live in an apartment that probably costs you like $3,000 to $3,500 a month, maybe even $4,000 a month, like really over what you should really be having. But imagine losing your job and all of a sudden you're still paying $3,000 a month, and then the unemployment is backed up basically. So I tried to help them out with that, because I usually can find some nerdy way of getting around things, whether it's calling my local congressperson, some really weird way that nobody else would think about. And what I actually did for them was I pretended to be Russian. So what ended up happening for both of them is, instead of going through all the preset recordings are always the same. You just have to kind of follow the numbers. but remembering that, hey, this language is this. So I pretended like I was Russian for both of them. And so instead of waiting in the long 5-hour waiting list line, I was like, hey, we're Russian. Like, here's the language, Russian language, push number 6 for Russian, whatever it is. And what they did is I was like, here, just call them back at this point in time. And then like the next day, they both got called from a guy that was speaking in Russian. And then they said, oh, I'm so sorry, I speak English. And what do you know? The guy was bilingual. So he was able to help out both of them fill out their application forms and get everything up and running. So they started getting their checks. And I think at the height of the pandemic with the $600 bonuses, they were getting paid like $1,800, $2,000 a week. It was insane. I was like, man, I should just pretend like I'd lost my job or something, get $2,000 a week for free. Holy moly. But I was not eligible. I don't pay unemployment tax. At least I don't pay unemployment taxes because I don't have a job, right? Well, this is my job. But what do you call it? I try my best to get around these little nerdy rules, but yeah, it was not a thing for me with this one. They have too much traffic, and they don't have like, hey, do you speak Spanish? Hey, do you speak Portuguese? Hey, do you speak Dutch? They don't have that, unfortunately. But I'll let you know right by the next time I'm able to do it. They're just slammed. They're just slammed as far as I was able to tell today. And hey, wait. Oh, why? New to this channel, but really enjoying your characterization of corporate America. Yeah, I mean, look, guys, like, since I don't no longer have to worry about corporate America except for sponsors and stuff like that, which have always been really nice to me, I'm a pretty blunt individual, whether it's talking about anything that I perceive as just something that's really wrong or bad or just my personality. Like, I love YouTube because I can just be myself. And guess what? Not everybody has to like me, right? That's the beauty of it. In corporate America, everybody has to like you if you want to keep on moving up. And I'm just like, no, I'm okay if you don't like me. I'm okay. I can have that attitude with YouTube. If somebody says something like negative to me or gets mad at me or whatever, I can just say, well, man, you're banned. Wow, look at that. Oh, I'm not stressed out at all. But when it comes to corporate America, you got to take it. You got to like, they're not yelling, they're like belittling you or just hassling you about something that you already said you're going to done or something you're almost done with, and they just keep on doing it. You can't like say something snappy back because that's unprofessional. That's not what you want to do. As far as YouTube, I can be myself. I'm not going to really snap at anybody, but I can just be like, ban. I can't ban somebody in real life. Get myself a safe space ban, little bubble, little flag that says no. And then that'd be seen as extremely disrespectful, of course. That's why you don't do it in corporate America. Let's see. And hey, B Supreme, that's exactly what I do. Keep those go-to stocks on deck. Dude, guys, it works out every single time. So, some of you, this has been going on for a while now, but I formally just put it on my website. A lot of you guys have been asking about consultations, just like, you guys, some of you guys just want an intro consultation, like how you guys could get better trading and stuff like that. But others have ways of like, hey, this is my trading journal for the last 2 months. Can you go over this and tell me what I'm doing wrong, or tell me how I can improve one way or the other? And one of the things that I characteristically see on these when I'm not pointing anybody out here, but when I go over these lists and I'm doing the consultations with you guys, is you guys tend to go off to whatever's moving, and usually you're doing a slow moving FOMO attempt on when you guys are trading options or stocks, and you guys don't understand that, hey, you guys don't have to chase the newest thing. If you guys want to chase something, you could have one stock on your stock list, your watch list be something that rotates around, whatever's moving, but just one. Otherwise, you just want to wait for the next breakout, trade it, make a lot of money, and you just slowly grow that portfolio because you guys are trying to make money so fast, right, that it ends up making you guys take on more risk, which ultimately makes you end up losing more money because you're not experienced enough to take on that risk in the first place. And so that's the cycle of trading for new investors, because guess what? I was a new investor first. I was a new investor at once too. I lost like $5,000, $10,000 trading, right? Everybody, like, I do not know one full-time investor who has not lost money before they figured out that they sucked and they really had to turn it around before they lost all their money, or before they would have quit, I guess you would say, right? And that's why I developed that trading journal for you guys. That's why I try my best to help you guys out and say, hey, it gets annoying after a while, right? Stop loss, stop loss, stop loss. But guess what? That stop loss protects you from losing too much money. But not everybody likes stop losses. Now that we have a trailing stop loss, guess what? I'm going to be telling you guys, if you guys are new, I would recommend you guys sign up for BitGet. because stop loss, like I'm gonna have to check out the trailing stop loss first, but there are key things there that I think you guys need to get used to if you guys want to go on that full-time path or at least the part-time path. I have a friend, he trades options. He has a job where he made $75,000 last year, just normal job, decent pay, pretty good pay, right? Decent for Seattle. But he also made like $75,000 with benefits and 401k matching, good stuff. But he also made $50,000 trading options last year, right? Imagine what you guys would do with that extra $50,000. And guess what? It's only 15% tax on those options. It's amazing, right? So $50,000, 15% tax of that. What he did is what did he do with the money? He took a few more vacations than normal. He ended up buying another used car for his daughter. He did one other thing that was pretty fun. What did he do? He gave some money to charity, which was kind of nice. But what was the thing? He did something that I really enjoyed. I don't remember what it was. I'll have to remember. But yeah, he saved a lot of it, of course. But like, just imagine you're making your own money. You have your budget set to the amount of money you make from your job, but all of a sudden you just have like an extra $50,000 at the end of the year. What you gonna do with it? You just let your imagination kind of wane. Of course, you're gonna save a lot of it, but you guys can just do some fun stuff. Maybe you want to buy your kid another car. You want to buy yourself another car, right? I'm a big proponent of used cars over new cars, but either one works out really well, right? But you get my point, right? Just the fact that let's say you guys had an extra $10,000 a year, $20,000 a year, that's still a lot of money, right? And then and then you could reinvest it as well, put it into dividend stocks. One of my friends that I've been helping out trading, he made like $10,000 last year. But guess what? He's still making money trading. He's kind of stopped trading because he doesn't like the bear markets. But you know what he did with all of his profits from last year? He didn't spend it on anything. He just invested it into dividend plays. So he's hoping that he could one day live off of pure dividends. And he's just using options and regular stock trading as a vehicle to get him to that goal. Meanwhile, he's just doing his full-time job that covers his rent, his car payments, his insurance payments, his kids' education, stuff like that. I'm the only guy that doesn't have like many kids. Like, I'm single. I don't want to have kids anytime soon. But all my other friends, they're pretty much going on with their lives, getting married and stuff, which is fun for me because I like going to weddings. But my gosh, I'm not ready to have a kid. I'm ready. I have a dog. That's all I need in my life right now. What's going on right now? Being able to look at my Voyager portfolio and do nothing with it is disheartening. Dude, trust me, I know. I still have my $500 of STMX in there, and I'm just like, what do I do with it? It's just kind of there. It's going to be annoying for the foreseeable future for sure for that one. Let's start here. And hey, BSC, shorts with a proper stop loss is kind of a good risk reward ratio at this point. Oh yeah, definitely. I would say that the majority of people are going to be either they've already taken their shorts right now, they might take them a little bit over the next few hours or so, or they're going to be waiting tomorrow for the Nasdaq to kind of open up so they can see if we're going to have a little bit more of a drop or if we're going to continue some type of breakout here. The Nasdaq is going to be key for tomorrow. Right now, Bitcoin is. The 15-minute chart looks so disheartening, doesn't it? Just kind of zoom in here, 15-minute chart, nasty little drop, and now we're just kind of slowly breaking down. Meanwhile, the minute chart just looks kind of sideways here, and it doesn't look hardly anything I like here. There you go. If I move like this, slight downtrend. Hoping that we can make a stronger move up over the next few hours here. But how much did we just pop up here on this Bitcoin candle? We popped up like 3.84% in just like a few minutes. We're definitely going to need to cool down, but who knows how long this next cool down that we're in right now is going to last. What's right here? And hey, Mike, that is brilliant. Oh, what's brilliant? Sorry, I went on a rant, so I'm not entirely sure. What is brilliant? Because I won't say I'm that brilliant, but brilliancy is what I like. And hey, Winlong, will Bitcoin cool down to 21K? If it goes all the way back down to 21K, I would probably say that might be a false breakout. That would cause a lot of panic involved. 21K is all the way down here. That'd be breaking down below the Fibonacci levels, breaking down a lot of moving averages. That might be more of a sign of a reversal after the breakout, leading to more of a consolidation period that might break out in the future. But that one's a little bit more iffy. I would wait for another type of major support level to pop up here, because what we had before was I thought maybe we might be able to break down here, But, you know, maybe if we break down over here or we come closer to this level over here around 21,800, maybe you could buy. But I'd be really hesitant about buying after this breakout, after Bitcoin's already kind of surged 5%, because what you would have wanted to be doing in the first place here, you know, if you watch the channel every day, you probably know this, but we've been talking about this being the breakout to buy for a while. So we were saying, okay, well, we've tried a few times to break out. It's not going so well for us. We got rejected pretty handily here, right? So everybody thought we were going to crash. Then the same thing happened over here. It wasn't looking too hot. Then this breakout point happened, and that's when you should have bought Bitcoin if you're going off of the pattern strategy, which I use. I like basic patterns, basic support levels, basic pivot points. That's how I trade. Other people use MACDs, RSIs. I use them as kind of a reference. But, you know, that's when I personally would have wanted to buy, because then my stop loss would have been much lower, so I don't have to open myself up to too much risk at this point. You can buy in at 21,000 if it does come back down here, but you know, your stop loss is going to probably all the way back down here at 20,549. So I might just wait to see what happens if Bitcoin actually does come back down to this white line, if you really want to buy in until another pattern can kind of open itself up right now. And that next pattern is technically that little trend line right here. But normally, if we come down to those after having such a big grinding move, we typically break down and go into another consolidation pattern. I'm just not entirely sure if we're going to come all the way back down to 21,000, maybe 21,500 or so, maybe. But you know, that might be it. Maybe 21,200, maybe 21,300 or so. But 21,000, I'm not entirely sure if it's going to come down that low over the next day or so, unless we're actually like crashing down. Move right here. There we go. The 1 minute's still cooling off here. We can watch it like that. No, let's move right there, yeah, so we can see what's going on. See. And hey, TechRo, connection was lost, so this response is a little bit late. Don't worry about it, man. It happens to me as well. All your channel needs is consistency and a bit more aggressive thumbnails and titles. What do you call? Oh, there's a little bit of a short happening right there. But trust me, dude, I know I don't have a graphic design bone in my body, and I'm trying to grow one right now. I've tried to pay a couple people to make designs for me, but they suck so much, that I just don't even want to give them money in the first place. So I'm learning how to use Photoshop right now, and I'm looking to make some type of consistent thumbnail that I can use over and over and over again for my crypto updates, whether it's like a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, then maybe the rotating one in the future. And then from there, have my videos set to more of a set time, I guess you would say. But my numbers are going up slowly. They are going up slowly, so that's the good thing here. But man, oh man, yeah, I need to practice my graphic design for sure, for sure. Thank you for the advice, though. I really do appreciate that. And hey, Stockholm, Nasdaq has went up days a lot, so I think they will not go up so much. I think 23K will be near, and after that, it'll be a little drop down. For Bitcoin, oh yeah. The Nasdaq is going to be hitting a level of resistance tomorrow. We're going to see if we can break out above that tomorrow, or if we're going to get rejected for a little bit more of a shorter term consolidation period, which will either break down below or break out again. We'll have to wait and see how that one works out. What's right here? And hey, Michael, the Russian thing. What did I say about Russia? See, I have a bad memory. Russia thing. Michael, explain it. I don't know. I just have a really bad memory because I talk about so much stuff here. So and now we're bouncing off of that support level right here. We'll see if we actually manage to hold or not. But man, it looks like we're getting shorted back down a little bit here. We'll keep a close eye on it though. What's right here? And hey, Learning Coins, happy to see you. And hey, Square Bagels, Ola Mike, hope you're doing well, Square Bagels. Happy to see you back. I should put 80 on my ticker. I don't know if they have it. Oh, they do. I might add it sometime next week. I need to figure out how to make maybe some of these things are smaller. Thanks, Jake and Bake. I really do appreciate the subscription. I really, really do. I have to figure out how many tickers I can have up here. Because right now, you just saw that Jake just signed up, and before that was Yusuf. If I click on this, I try to have that space reserved for new subscribers or people that donate money like Monica. Like if I were to go back over here a few minutes ago, You guys may see this one here pop up. If it does, I think it's more purple than instead of orange here. If it just actually opens up, there it goes. There you go. New super chat, right? So I try to keep it there, but if maybe I can move the Monday through Friday section over there, maybe to the left a little bit more, maybe I can actually add the 88 ticker, or maybe I can take off the link or the compound. Maybe the chain link, because since it's such a low, the price doesn't move up too much. The price doesn't really move up too much on the chain link. You see it's 668. Everything else is ticking up and down. Chain link is still 668. So maybe I'll replace 88, or maybe I'll replace chain link with 88 tomorrow. Remind me, but I'll probably do that going forward. And hey, Pepin, do I use Discord? Yeah, I'm not on the page too much. I'm usually really busy over the past few weeks, like extremely busy with family stuff. I had to take my mom to the bank today. I went to a camera shop today. Took my sister to see Minions. I don't know what it is, but all of my sister with her friends, they all dressed up to go to the Minions, like suits and freaking everything, suits and dresses. And I'm just looking like, was I that weird as a kid? I don't think so. I don't think so. But she had fun, so that's all that matters, right? But yeah, a lot of played with my dog, went out, did some driving stuff, errands at the post office. But yeah, I do have a Discord. The link is down below in the description, I believe. If you guys want to check it out, I think it is in there. Otherwise, I'll post it a little bit later, or maybe one of my mods can do it. Oh, calling to get through for the unemployment thing? Oh, yeah, guys. I tend to try to get everything I want when I'm like, if I have a goal, I will typically do whatever I can in a legal method to get to my goal. Another thing that you may like is when I was getting hired for a job, there is something called social engineering. And basically what it is, I'll just explain the situation here. I knew I was going to get hired. I know the person that was interviewing me for one of my jobs a while ago. I saw his name on the email, right, in his picture. So I proceeded to find him on LinkedIn. After I found him on LinkedIn, I found him on Facebook. And then I scrolled down his Facebook and I found out what his interests were, his hobbies and things of that nature. And then when I was in the interview, I proceeded to talk about some of the bad stuff in my family. Like they talk about, what have been your struggles in life, and how do you think you can use that to help you out in the company here? Like he said that he no longer drank alcohol. So I said that, hey, I've been helping my uncle not drink as much alcohol lately, and that's been a troubling time for him. It was a lie, but the guy really appreciated that. And then he talked about how he was really green and vegan, and he didn't like meats and stuff like that. And I told him, yeah, like I've been struggling with weight loss, so I've really been trying to eat healthier. I tried to go vegan, and I'm thinking of getting better at it. Social engineering. I will do anything that's possible to get ahead in life when it comes to jobs and stuff like that, as long as it doesn't tarnish my reputation in the process. I mean, like a lot of the books on my iPhone, the audiobooks are all about social engineering. Now, a lot of them have to deal with cybersecurity and infiltrating Microsoft's headquarters in order to get them to say, hey, let me, pay me a bunch of money so it doesn't happen again, because I'll teach somebody to do it basically. But yeah, I do what I can in order to make some good money in this world, because, I mean, I want to play honest, but I don't think the system is fair. So why should I'm going to do what I have to do to get ahead in life, because again, my mom needs money after her stroke, and now that I'm trading, I can always pay for it. But beforehand, when she was getting really sick all the time, I couldn't pay for all those bills, so I needed a better job. That better job requires to make sure that I have a leg up against everybody else going after that same job. And that requires more upfront work from me, and it doesn't always work. But guess what? It only has to work once, and you get that nice high-paying job where you're getting paid $90,000 a year. You get the free... you get the cell phone stipend, you get the driving stipend, you get the free train tickets to work every day, you get the 401k matched, you get a whole bunch of perks, and the money makes it all worse, right? So, you guys don't have to do my underhanded methods, if you want to call them that, but it works. And when you have to help your mom out after she's been sick in the hospital for a few months, have to make sure your sister has everything she needs, have to make sure everybody has gas money, have to make sure I'm doing well, right? Make sure, all that good stuff. You do what you got to do. And that's because, remember, I grew up really poor. I somehow got a lot of money. and there's a different mindset about how to get your goals. Because the one thing I did not want to have happen in my life is I did not want to stay poor. that was the thing. Growing up on the EBT card, when I had friends that didn't even know what EBT cards were, I was like, oh yeah, let me ask your parents how they became rich, what they did with their money, and so forth. And that's what I'm doing with my money now to, get a nice house in Nicaragua, live out my life, have a full-time maid in it, the good stuff. While also making sure my mom is financially stable, my sister's financially stable, going off to college here pretty soon. Making sure my dog is going to be pampered to the max. The good stuff. That's called hustling? Yes, it would be. Yes, it would be. Oh, man. And hey, Bideford, the China government company that picked up 1 million barrels of oil from our oil reserves via the president just so happens that Hunter Biden has a stake in the company. Interesting. God. I don't know why they just can't stop making mistakes. They just can't stop. Again, I have you okay? Loki growled at me. Or not growled, but rumbled his tummy. But what do you call it? It's, I don't know. I just don't know. There's a lot of corruption in the government, guys. Again, why play fair when the system isn't fair? That kind of thing. But yeah, it seems like it's really bad. I'd be interested to see what happens going forward with it. I assume just like how Democrats are investigating Republicans right now, when the tables turn, so to speak, and after the election, if the Republicans win the House back and maybe the Senate back, not entirely sure about the Senate, but House looks like it's going to be flipped, you might see investigations going the other way, and that might be pretty interesting. But guys, there's corruption in the government. What can I tell you? The government's a really nasty spot. It's just a really nasty spot. There's not really much good stuff going on there. The further people get away from their constituents, the less they have to represent them, unfortunately. And we only get a few choices, right? So it is what it is. I hope there's more news about that coming out probably over the next week, I guess. I don't know if the media is going to really cover it, though, but I hope I can actually read more about the story, beyond just, the typical Fox News and maybe Fox Business. I hope there's some other investigators out there. My dog's hair. There we go. All right. Well, it's right here. And hey, SAS Crypto, I love how you took care of your mom. Guys, my mom, she took care of me when, all of us are poor, really bad shape. I used to live in a place called Salishan. It was the rough days. Here, before we watch this potential little reversal coming out of Bitcoin, here. Salishan, Tacoma. This is where I grew up. Now, they have nice houses there, but back in the day, it wasn't nice houses. Let me see if I can find any. Here we go. I was born in the 90s. By the late 1980s, Salishan, this is Salishan in the 90s, but I guess by the 80s, Salishan has become the center of gang activity and drug trading. It was increasingly viewed as burdensome by the residents of Tacoma. Excuse me. Residents of the areas around Salishan, which had always been more middle class, complained that the neighborhood was negatively affecting property prices, crime rates, and perception of the rest of the Lower East Side. In 1990, Salishan reported 331 violent crimes for a rate of nearly one per day for an approximately 5,517 violent crimes per 100,000 population relative to Tacoma's overall 433 per 100,000 population. Okay. Bad stuff. Okay. She was great. My mom was the type of woman when I had a question hey, mom, what does taco mean? She'd be like, well, why don't you go look it up in a dictionary? She was that type of mother. Right. So she was very, very good to me. So I want to make sure I'm very, very good to her. Mom is very, very important to me. I don't talk to my grandparents all too much anymore. But my mom and my sister, tight family. I know all about that. You got to have that drive and spirit of a hustler to level up. Oh my gosh, yeah. Biggest fear is going back to the food line as a kid. Funny enough, when I was a kid, we didn't always have enough money for lunch and breakfast and stuff. So we tried to have breakfast, but since my mom didn't have enough money for me to always eat lunch, I would go over to the local community center, and they would always have out free lunches out there, and they had the pool parties and stuff like that. So it was always a fun time. I used to remember going as a kid. They used to have these big donut cinnamon sugar balls, and I would just like I would absolutely love them. I would trade my cheese stick for a cinnamon ball, and that's why I got so fat. But oh god, it was good. It was good. Let's see. And hey, Wei, I would assume there's some blackmailing going on. Every now and again, you hear some really crazy people about, like, really crazy things about people doing it, what people are doing in Congress. So I would assume there's some blackmailing going on there. My favorite show that dealt with, not Wall Street, Congress was House of Cards, because I felt like it was so realistic about how crazy things are getting, how people are like maneuvering all the time. House of Cards before Kevin Spacey was dropped off for all of his crazy stuff. That was my favorite show out there. And hey, Bideford, getting a job isn't an art form. It is an art form today. The HR department studies your social network. You need to study theirs, even to be in the playing field. I did that, and I was instantly offered the position. See, congrats. Like, I mean, I know you've had the job for a while, obviously, but yeah, it really is just more than just apply for the job, show up for the interview. You got to freaking maneuver, and I don't like that because most people don't know how to maneuver. But I mean, it's like part of the process these days, guys. Right? It's just part of the process. And there we go. Yes, I show up my kids where I came from, but I think it's to remind myself, hey, as long as you're moving up, guys, you guys are fine. It's just the people that don't move up, I always feel the worst for them because I'm like, guys, you have the opportunity. You have a set life. You better make the most of it while you have it. And that means if you got to hustle, you got to hustle. If you got to demean yourself just a little bit to get to that next level where you don't have to demean yourself, you take it. And hey, Stricta, or Stritch, I don't know how to pronounce that name. Bitcoin consolidates and drops, rinse and repeat. About right. We're just waiting to see how high we can get, right? What did I say a few days ago, or even a few hours ago? I know, or I believe we're eventually going to come back down below the $17,600 level that we had over the past few weeks. Just got to figure out when that's going to happen. Right now, we're basically at $22,000 for Bitcoin, and we're just hoping that we can go up even higher here, guys. Maybe make a stronger move going into the rest of the night. Okay. But okay, everybody, I'm going to call it a night here. I'm extremely tired, and I'm noticing that my vision is like fading out right now because I'm like very tired because I've had a really long day. But I will see you guys tomorrow night at 6 p.m. If Bitcoin does something very crazy, I may see you guys tomorrow. But guys, so far we've had a breakout. If you guys have opened up any trades off of the breakout itself, make sure you guys have a stop loss or trailing stop loss. You guys may want to move that stop loss up if you guys are going to bed pretty soon. But guys, we're in a great position. Just make sure that you guys have an eye on what Bitcoin's doing. We're looking for some good moves coming up here, but the big levels of resistance going forward until, we start breaking above those levels is going to be around the 22,770 level. And then we have that Ganfin level up here around 22,884. So, anywhere between 22,700 and 23,000, major resistance level. We're going to need a big boom like this in order to break out above it, okay? So thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of the night. Pippin, Chihuahua, Bye for everybody. Monica, be supreme. You guys have a fantastic rest of your night, and I'll see you